3 is asking us to express this in the form a plus b root 5. Anytime you see a question that looks like this with a surd on the bottom as a denominator, we need to rationalise the denominator. If you see a surd on the bottom of a fraction, pretty much always you're going to want to rationalise it. And if we have a whole number or a rational number plus an irrational number, in order to rationalise the denominator for those types of questions, we want to times by the same thing but change the sign. So we're going to times top and bottom so that we don't change the fraction. We have to do it to the top and the bottom. We're going to times by 3 minus root 5. So whatever this is, we're going to times it by the negative or the opposite sign here. And you'll see why that works in a minute. So we're going to have, I'll put brackets around this now because there's two terms and we need to times the whole thing by it. So we now have to simplify this by expanding all the brackets. So that's going to be a 1 times 3, 1 times minus root 5, which is minus root 5. We can have minus root 5 times 3, which is minus 3 root 5. And we're going to have a minus root 5 times a minus root 5. Root 5 times root 5 is going to be 5. Anytime the number inside here is the same twice, it's just 5. Or it's just the number inside. We've got, in our question, we've got minus and a minus here, and that's still going to be positive. So we've got plus 5 at the end there. On the bottom, you might notice that this is a difference of 2 squares. And when you have a difference of 2 squares, it's just the first term minus the first term squared minus the second term squared. So that's 3 squared minus root 5 squared. That's always going to be what we have if we've got the same thing in both brackets but one's a plus and one's a minus. That's why we chose to times by 3 minus root 5, so that we could use the difference of 2 squares. That's obviously going to give us 9. And again, we've got root 5 times root 5, which is 5. We've just said that up here. So the value of that is going to be 4. So I can put a 4 there. Just box that off. So if we carry on over here now, oops, not in red. We're going to have on the top, we can collect together the rational numbers, the whole numbers. So I've got a 3 plus a 5, which is 8. And I've got a minus root 5 minus 3 more root 5s, so that's going to be minus 4 root 5. And we're dividing that by 4. This simplifies as well because these two things here have a factor of 4 in them. So if I take that factor of 4 out, we have that. And then those 4s can cancel out because we're multiplying here at the top, so they can cancel. And that will then leave us, and it's in the right form, 2 minus root 5.